Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. Let's just philosophize a little bit this morning. Let's talk about good and evil. Good versus evil. I think you kind of have to have this conversation from not a religious point of view, because I'm not a particularly religious guy. But there has to be some kind of element of religion in there, simply because we live in Western civilization, which has been founded by Judeo-Christian values, and our idea of justice with what's right and what's wrong is based upon the Ten Commandments. You can find some similarities. Thou shalt not kill. Murder is illegal. Where do you think we got that from? Good and evil are judgments. They are somewhat arbitrary. What's good for me may not be good for you. We can both be tasked with a quiz. You know, the teacher can say, grab your pencils and write down the definition of evil as thoroughly as you can. And me and you can diligently write it down as articulately as we think we know what it is. And our definitions might be slightly different. It won't be exactly the same. And we could do this with exercise with the word good also. What you think good is may be different than what I think good is. But nonetheless, you know when something's fucked up. You know when something's evil. You see a school shooting and we know that's evil. I don't care if you're atheist or a devout Christian. We all know that's an evil act. Killing kids is wrong. You can argue your subjective kind of arbitrariness about words, even with right and wrong. This is why I get frustrated with rationalists. But we know what's right and what's wrong. You know it in your heart. Even if it's just simulated, you could watch a movie and a particular scene could happen, and you know, everybody in the theater is like, that's fucked up. You know what's right and what's wrong. It's not that arbitrary or subjective. Where does that come from? Why do we have good and evil? The question that we get mostly, that people like to, for thousands of years, have asked is, why does evil even exist? And Christians get stuck on this. And some of them do. Because Christians have this idea that God is all-powerful. This puppet master creates the whole world, like, you know, he's the creator of the Matrix, some computer nerd. Why would God, if he's all-powerful superhero, why would he have created evil to begin with? And why would he allow evil to exist? If he's God, couldn't he just get rid of the concept of evil? There is no evil. Or does evil have a purpose? And this is what some people talk about as it went to answer this question. Why does evil exist? Well, evil exists to show us where the good is. There has to be a duality. How would you know what light is if you didn't have darkness? If you were in a room with only light, and that's all you ever knew, that's all you ever saw, 24 hours a day from the time you're born all the way through your life, you had no concept of shadow or darkness, it was just light. There'd be nothing to reference it against. In that case, you might enjoy the darkness, just for contrast. This is the whole yin and yang. The light and the dark are encompassed in one. If all you knew was good, there would be no bad, right? But then would good be good? How would you know that good is good if all there was good? So following me, we need bad. You need evil to show you where the good is. In fact, good is defined by its oppositeness of evil. So in that case, evil has to exist in order for good to arise out of it. You won't find good without evil. They're tied to each other. Both sides of a coin that The yin and the yang, the dark and the light are inside the same circle. They're not separate from each other. They're connected. They both make up a whole. They both make up you. We're all good and we're all evil. You know, it's interesting. Some people seem more good than others. Some people seem more evil than others. Evil can be defined as your relative distance from love. So the more evil you are, the further you are away from love. The less love you have in you, the more evil you are. The way that you calm down and cure somebody who is infected with evil is to love them. I lost a lot of people on that one right there. You don't get it, do you? You think that it's an eye for an eye. The way we cure evil is through killing it, eradicating it. Are you a utopian? The utopians wish that they could create a society without evil, without bad. It's only good. Think how weird that would be. Fast forward that 100 years of your utopia. The first year you might be like, well, this is great because we remember how bad things were last year. But if all you knew was just this weird utopia, people might start creating bad just to understand what good is. You'd lose your way, is what I'm pointing out. How do people become good? And my point is that I don't think that you become good through only seeing good. If you've never seen evil, you can't be good. You're not good. You don't know what being good is. In order to understand what being good is, you have to have been evil. More than just have evil done upon you, because then you're nothing more than a victim. And in your weakness, you can point the finger at anything in this world that harms you as being evil. But when you have acted out evilly, is that a word, evilly? Acted out in an evil way towards someone else, when you have participated in evil, when you've been bad, then if you're intelligent and you can be conscientious and actually see your actions, even if it's after the fact, you can realize the difference between good and evil and realize the value of good and why you should be good. You know why it's bad to hurt somebody when you've been hurt. And you can see the good in others, even if they're going through a lot of trouble. So people have asked me in my life, how can I be so nice to criminals? How can I be so nice to some of the worst people in this world? The people who everybody else points the finger at as the reason why this is a fucked up planet. Why is society bad? Because of people like you, people who look like me. Right? Tattoos and wife beaters and shaved heads and attitude problems. We're the reason why this world sucks, and I have a lot of love for people at the bottom because I was there. I suffered greatly so I can love greatly. I know what it's like to be a piece of shit. And that way I can see motherfuckers who are still down there trying to poke their heads up above all that manure that society dumps on you. And I can see them as beautiful people. I can see the good in the bad, even if it's just a sliver. And people say, why do you hang out with that guy? Or why do you like that guy? Why do you even give that guy any attention? Because I see the good in that motherfucker. All you see is the bad. I mean, I wouldn't compare myself to any of these types of people. I just try to imitate them. But you have people that were like this in a supreme way, like Mother Teresa. Martin Luther King. Who's that guy? Father Berrigan. There's been a bunch of them. Motherfuckers who choose to be down at the bottom with the worst. They go into the prisons. They go to the homeless camps. And they hug motherfuckers and tell them, I love you. You're not a piece of shit. Evil has to exist. I'm thankful that I was evil. I don't regret being evil. I used to be a real evil son of a bitch. I don't regret it. I used to regret it. I had to come to terms with the fact that I would never have found the good within me if I hadn't been so fucked up. If I didn't live in the darkness, I wouldn't have found the light. I'm not scared of the devil. A lot of you motherfuckers are scared of this fantasy, this concept of the devil. I'm not scared of the devil. I'm friends with him. And all you motherfuckers are sitting there wondering, saying, how could you hang out with a guy like that? Because I see the good in him. People don't get it. It's all food for thought. Thanks for watching.